Welcome to weekly Forex forecast from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard trading coach. I will be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis of all the hottest currency pairs and indices that you will be looking to trade next week. The list is a bit longer as usual, but don't worry, I will put a timestamp in the description area. But I suggest you to watch all of them. As you have seen in our previous weekly Forex forecast, most of the pairs did exactly according to the analysis. As this is the third week of the month coming up, and we can see that gold and most of the USD pairs started to reverse from a very important level. So we will be looking at one by one all of them. We'll do a complete multi-time frame analysis to see where we can find trading opportunity in the upcoming week. Now before I begin this important weekly Forex forecast, guys, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Without further delay, let's get started this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay traders, so first of all let's begin with DXY, as DXY is giving us clear direction of most of the USD pairs including gold, and then we will be looking at all other instruments one by one. Now first of all DXY, starting with higher time frame, looking at the monthly time frame to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly we can see that DXY currently in a pullback. We have seen that in this monthly impulse back to back 4 months, we have seen DXY was in a strong bullish move, followed by previous months we saw a narrower candle. Now this month we have seen that after creating a lower high, the market had a strong breakdown. As the market started to drop, we can expect now DXY to remain bearish for a couple of weeks, as we see that there is a structure here that has broken from the monthly time frame, the price coming down for a retest of this level. We can expect now DXY to remain bearish from the weekly and from the lower time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame to see, this is the weekly candle on DXY. Previous week we saw a long bearish engulfer, followed by this week we have seen that the market had a strong reaction to the upside. Now with that reaction we see that DXY currently retesting this level. Now this is the previous resistance here, which has broken with this long bearish candle, and this week we saw that after breaking of this low, the price tested this level, and from that level we see the market retesting this zone. And I think that in the upcoming week we could see that DXY again coming down for another retest of this support level. As we see a strong breakdown retest, we can expect another downside on DXY. Now looking at the daily time frame, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is with this doji, there was a daily drop and the price has broken this support level completely, and we have seen this whole week was in a pullback. Last day of trading week, a narrower red candle, and what I think that this week once the market open, we can expect a retest of this daily resistance of the 20 EM, and from that zone we can expect DXY to remain bearish. Now from the intraday perspective on DXY, we can see that there is a retest of this level. So we see that in that area for long term this level was respecting as a support in the past. This is a support here and also support here, turning resistance, and from that level we can see that DXY currently rejecting. And what I think that the market on the market opening we can expect another retest, and after a reversal pattern we can expect for the price to remain bearish, as we see that there is a gap opening, a big drop, the price has tested this level, and we can expect another drop on DXY. So this week we can expect DXY to remain bearish after a retest for this price to come back down to this support level. This could be the wave for this week on DXY that will be reflecting on most of the USD pairs. So let's now looking at AUDUSD. Now if we look at AUDUSD from the monthly, we can see that from the monthly perspective, AUDUSD, there was a big drop, back-to-back 4 months of drop on AUDUSD, followed by previous months after this long week candle. This month, once the market opened from this level, there is a bounce to the upside. Now with that bounce, we see that the market currently has created a higher low and has come back to this support level from the monthly perspective. Now as the market on the support, we can expect another bounce from the monthly time frame, and I think that as we see that the market started to push up, we can expect after retest of this monthly support for the price to go ahead and create another higher high. Now looking at the weekly time frame on AUDUSD, we can see that this is the weekly perspective, starting with this strong impulse to this resistance. The price this week had a sharp drop to this support level, and I think that this week we might see a break of this weekly low as it was falling, and we might see another drop, and then we can expect for the price to go ahead and fill some of this zone of this level from the weekly perspective. Now looking at the daily, now from the daily time frame on AUDUSD, we can see that there was a strong bullish move followed by straight back to the support level, and I think that from the daily we can expect now AUDUSD to go ahead and to retest this level, and with that move we can expect for AUDUSD to go ahead and to test this resistance level. Now looking at the intraday perspective, we see that AUDUSD currently forming long week candle in that level, and I think that either the price breaking this low or respecting this intraday candles low, we can expect for AUDUSD to remain bullish. As soon as we find suitable entry opportunity on AUDUSD, we'll consider going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at GBPUSD. Now from the monthly perspective on GBPUSD, now this is the monthly price section on GBPUSD. We see that there is a strong bullish candle, followed by this month we have seen that the price has come back down to this monthly support level. Now we see that from the monthly support we can expect GBPUSD to have another bounce to the upside. Now looking at the weekly time frame on GBPUSD, this is the previous week, a strong bullish candle. This week we see the price has tested the high and then has formed a long candle. Now what we can expect on GBPUSD for the price to retest this level and then to remain bullish again. Now looking at the daily time frame, from the daily perspective we see that GBPUSD has formed a strong impulse, followed by we see a pullback in this level. Now with that pullback, currently GBPUSD has from last day of trading week a long doji, and we can expect for the price to go ahead and to create a new higher high. Now what we see that GBPUSD, as the price tested this level, we can expect for the price to go ahead and to create a new higher high. As an impulse correction, we can expect another impulse to the upside. Now from the intraday perspective on GBPUSD, we can see that the price is forming long wick dojis in that area, and what we can expect on GBPUSD for the price to retest this level, and from this level we can expect for the price to go ahead and to create a new higher high. So let's look at on euro dollar. Now looking at euro dollar again with the monthly perspective on euro dollar. Now from the monthly time frame on euro dollar, there was a strong drop on euro dollar, back to back 4 months of drop, followed by we saw a long week doji. Now previous months and this month we see that initially euro dollar has gone up, now it is coming down for a pullback, and what I think that euro dollar may remain bullish again as it is now starting to be a bull market. Now looking at the weekly time frame on euro dollar, we can see that there is a weekly bullish engulfer. Now this week we saw a very weaker response from the sellers, so therefore this week we can expect euro dollar to go ahead and to create a new higher high. This is the weekly candle, and we could see a 50% of this weekly candle to be retested of the long week, and then we can expect euro dollar to remain bullish. Now looking at the daily time frame on euro dollar, we can see that from the daily perspective there is a strong daily impulse followed by quite a few days of pullback to this support level. Now this daily candle, so far we see that the market in that level, after breaking this low, creating a new higher high. So this is the daily candle. What I think that in the upcoming days we can expect a pullback and then continuation to the upside. Now looking at the intraday perspective on euro dollar, we can see that this is a long week candle, and the price tested multiple times gathering liquidity from this support level, and I think that with the market opening we can expect a retest of this level, and from that zone we can expect euro dollar to give us suitable another bullish trading opportunity to create a new higher high. So now let's look at yen pairs to see how they are doing, starting with GBPJPY, and then we'll be looking at gold after the yen pair. So looking at GBPJPY, looking at monthly time frame. Now from the monthly perspective on GBPJPY, we can see that previous months a bullish pin bar. This is a strong bullish pin bar, followed by this month we have seen that the price after retest of this level from this initial movement to the upside on GBPJPY. Now this month we have seen that the price tested this support level, and from that support we see that there is a bounce to the upside. We can expect a retest of this support, and then we can expect for the price to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly time frame on GBPJPY, there is a bullish engulfer from the weekly, followed by we see that a long wick at the top. There is a candle, and what I think that this week we might see that GBPJPY is breaking this weekly low, and after breaking the weekly low we can expect for the price to go ahead and to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily time frame on GBPJPY, we can see that this is a daily impulse here, followed by this correction, and we have seen another impulse, followed by we see that GBPJPY there is a multiple liquidity grab. Now this is the daily candle so far on GJ, has formed a long wick at the bottom and a long wick at the top, a middleman. And what I think that GJ might break this low again to create a new lower low, and then we can expect for the price to create a new higher high. So looking at the intraday perspective on GJ, we see that this market is consolidating in that area and gathering liquidity. As it is a bull market, this is a very important high area of value, and what I think that GBPJPY might be breaking this low, and after breaking the low we can expect GJ to gather liquidity and then to remain bullish. So this is where we'll be waiting on GBPJPY to gather liquidity and then to give us suitable entry opportunity. Any break of this low we'll consider going long on GBPJPY. Now let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Now looking at the monthly time frame on dollar yen, we see that this is a long-term bullish market. Dollar yen starting with this strong impulse correction, the price is creating series of higher high and higher low. Now this is the monthly candle on dollar yen. So far the price initially has dropped and has gone back up to the resistance level. What I think that dollar yen might come back down to retest this level, and then we can expect for the price to remain bullish. Now looking at the weekly time frame on dollar yen, we can see that there is a previous week a doji, followed by from this support level we see that the market had a bounce to the upside. This is a strong bounce on dollar yen, and I think that what the market might do as the price is approaching an all-time high, we could see that dollar yen is breaking this previous weekly high, and then we can expect another reaction to the downside. As the price approaching an all-time high, we can expect a deeper pullback on dollar yen. Now looking at the daily time frame, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is a daily impulse followed by a pullback to the support level, and we see the market is again approaching to the upside on dollar yen. And what I think that as there is a high liquidity above this weekless candle on the daily, we could see that dollar yen is breaking the high, and then we can expect for the price to come down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the intraday perspective on dollar yen, this is a resistance level that we could see that the price is breaking the high, and if we see that dollar yen has given a suitable entry opportunity after a strong reversal confirmation, we can look for selling opportunity on dollar yen. So now let's look at gold. Let's see how the price is doing on gold. And as you have seen that past week, gold was extremely volatile. Now looking at the first of all monthly time frame on gold, we can see that from the monthly perspective, previous months a long bullish engulfer creating a higher low in that level. Gold has formed this long bullish engulfer. Now this month we have seen that gold has formed a lower high in this monthly area, and then we have seen that initially the market so far has dropped well below this level. Let's look at weekly time frame to see how the price is evolving. Now from the weekly perspective, we see that there is a strong bullish impulse followed by a correction to this level. Now as we see that it is a long-term bullish market, the price is approaching this weekly support level, and I think that this week we might see that initial drop breaking the low, and then we can expect gold to have another bounce to the upside as the price is approaching this liquidity zone, and we can expect for the price to have another bounce to the upside from this liquidity zone. Now looking at the daily time frame on gold, we can see that from the daily perspective there is a daily head and shoulder in that area. Now if we look at this overall market structure on the daily, there is an impulse narrow correction, impulse deeper correction, and we saw that there is a head and shoulder. Now this head and shoulder is completely, we see that has broken down to the downside, and there is an imbalance in that area. The price has not tested the neckline of this head and shoulder yet, and there is an imbalance. And what I think that as there is a new daily opening, we could see that the price is breaking this low, and then we can expect for the price to go ahead and fill that imbalance. So this week we might see that gold is remaining bullish. Now from the intraday perspective on gold, we see that there is a very strong drop to this support level. This is the previous resistance here on gold which turns support, and we have seen that there is a sharp rejection. What I think that we could see another attempt from the seller, and then we can expect for gold to give us some bullish trading opportunity, and we want to see a price action confirmation and reversal pattern as locally it is in a downtrend. Now looking at the intraday perspective on the 15-minute chart, we see that gold already forming a potential reversal pattern. We see that there is a reversal pattern formation here, and with that reversal pattern formation, what we can expect on gold to gather liquidity, we can expect gold to break initially to the downside. If we see that gold has broken any of this liquidity zone after a price action confirmation, we can look for going long on gold with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now if you want to trade gold, euro dollar and GBPUSD, all the instrument that we are trading in Forex Trading Wizard Academy, guys, you can join us today. Link below this video in the description area. Now let's look at Aussie yen. Let's see what kind of opportunity currently we have. Now looking at the monthly time frame on Aussie yen, we can see that this is also a long-term bullish market. Now in this long-term bull market, previous months we have seen that Aussie yen has formed a long wick doji. Now this month initially we have seen that a bounce to the upside, the price on the monthly support level again. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can see that Aussie yen, after back-to-back 3 weeks of bullish move, this week we have seen initial pullback. The price has just tested this previous resistance here, turning support, and I think that this week we might see that Aussie yen's bull might try to break this high again. Now looking at the daily time frame, we can see that from the daily perspective, there is a doji here, and there is a daily impulse here, followed by a correction to this previous resistance, turning support here. We will wait for potential bullish trading opportunity on Aussie yen on the lower time frame. Now looking at the intraday perspective, we see that the market currently, you can see there is a couple of times the price gathered liquidity. That is a sign of potential upside bias on Aussie yen. We will be waiting for any kind of liquidity grab on the market opening, especially if we see that the price tested around 50% of this long wick candle. After lower time frame price action confirmation, we can look for going long on Aussie yen with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Looking at monthly time frame on dollar CAD, we can see that this is a long-term bullish market. This month we see that the market, after breaking the monthly high, the price is coming down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the weekly time frame on dollar CAD, we can see that this week, after this drop on dollar CAD, the market has gone back up, tested this resistance, and form a long wick candle. And I think that this week we could see the dollar CAD again coming down, as we see the market has tested the high, created series of lower high. We can expect dollar CAD bears to retest this support level again. Now looking at daily time frame, we see the dollar CAD has formed a daily pin bar in that area. Now after this pin bar formation on dollar CAD, we can expect for the price to come down to create a new lower low. Now looking at further lower time frame from the intraday perspective, we see that dollar CAD is in a level where there is a strong rejection. This is the 4-hour pin bar from this resistance, has formed a long bearish candle on dollar CAD, and we can expect now dollar CAD to come back to this important level of support here. So as soon as we see that dollar CAD has tested this level, we can look for potential selling opportunity from this level with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at indices. Looking at first of all Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, if we look at the monthly time frame on Nasdaq, we can see that from the monthly perspective, this is a long-term bullish market with this monthly impulse followed by this correction, and it is in another impulsive phase. And this is the monthly candle. As it is a very strongly bull market, we can expect now Nasdaq to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we see that after previous weekly bullish engulfer, this week Nasdaq has formed a bullish candle that has almost a very narrow wick at the top and bottom with a gap opening. And I think that this week we can expect, after little pullback, Nasdaq to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily time frame on Nasdaq, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is a bullish candle, bullish engulfer. There is a very strong movement on Nasdaq followed by narrow correction, and we can expect for this price to create a new higher high. Now the price currently above this resistance level on the daily. What I think that the price might come down for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect for the price to create new higher high. Now from the intraday perspective, we see that Nasdaq so far in this bull market which is a very strongly bull market. We have seen a local breakdown, and after this local breakdown the price gathered liquidity and we saw a very sharp move. What we can expect with the market opening on Nasdaq, for the price to come down to retest this previous resistance here as a support, and from that level we can expect for Nasdaq to give us suitable entry opportunity. As soon as we find suitable entry, we can look for bullish trading opportunity on Nasdaq. Now let's look at US30. Looking at the monthly time frame on US30, we can see that from the monthly perspective, this is a strongly bull market on US30, and with this strong bull market, back to back 3 months we have seen that US30 was in a sharp drop. The price has broken this significant liquidity zone and candle closed above this level, given a very high probability for US30 to remain bullish. Followed by this month, we have seen that once the market open has formed a strong bullish momentum, and I think that the price might remain bullish for long term. Now looking at the weekly, previous week a bullish engulfer, followed by this week we have seen that US30 was in a narrow range, has formed a very narrow candle, and I think that this week we might see that US30 tested this support, and then we can expect for the price to remain bullish. Now looking at the daily time frame on US30, we can see that like Nasdaq, it is also in a very strong bullish market momentum. There is a very sharp momentum followed by a correction, and we can expect for the price to move to the upside. Now what we see that in that level, this is the daily candle. After this drop, we see a very sharp rejection to the upside with a bullish engulfer, and I think that US30 might remain bullish for long-term perspective. Now looking at the intraday perspective, we see that US30, from this consolidation, we have seen a local breakdown, gather liquidity, and then has gone back up to the resistance again. As the price has broken this high, we can expect a retest of this neckline of this previous support here, resistance here as a support, and then we can expect US30 to move to the upside to create a new higher high. So this is where we will be looking for potential bullish trading opportunity on US30. Now these are the pairs that we will be looking to trade. In addition to any of the pairs that giving us trading opportunity, guys, I will be keeping you updated in the upcoming trading week. And with that being said, guys, thank you very much for joining this weekly Forex forecast. In addition to that, if you want to join us to learn our strategies and to trade with us in Forex Trading Wizard Academy, you can find a link below this video in the description area. You can visit the website and click join now button, then you will be able to join us to be part of this trading community. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.